Hanging Lips drafts in the 7th spot of round 1. The Lips look to recreate the magic they had in 2008, where they won the Bud Division with a 10-5 record. Marred by injuries and bad luck in 2009, the Lips still managed to finish in a tie for first place to end the season. They enter the draft with 2 San Francisco 49ers as keepers, in Frank Don't Call Me Al Gore and Michael I'll Play When I Want a Crabtree. Greg Jennings rounds off the squad as a final-year keeper who's poised to have huge numbers in Green Bay in 2010. Hanging Lips coach Greg Leonardo gave us his thoughts.
League of Doom 2010. We got Negroes, we got Spics. We got Krauts, we got Jews. We got Wops, we got Mix. To you all I say, you will lose.
Drafting 8th overall are the Fresh Eggs. The Eggs are coming off their worst season in franchise history, tying a League of Doom record for worst season record by going 2-14, including playoffs. The team they're tied with, the infamous BP and Dogs, who set that record back in 2006, a team who was at the time led by the unstoppable Mark Bulger. Eggs are looking to change things up this year as they enter the draft with a solid young feature back in LaShawn McCoy, Colts wide receiving standout Pierre Garçon, and of course, Drew Brees' favorite target, Marquez Colston. Adding a top back or QB in the first round could prove huge for this team's turnaround in 2010. Speaking of turnaround, Coach Derek Quinn spoke on exactly what he foresees for the upcoming season.
So last year, the Fresh Eggs went 2-12. They went 0-6 in possibly the worst division ever created in fantasy football, made up of 3 other chump managers who are garbage. But this year, there's no more Alex Smith, no more Darren McFadden, no more Matt Forte. I'm bringing in quality players, caliber players like Pierre Garçon, Marquez Colston, 2 best receivers in the game. LaShawn McCoy, going to steamroll over everybody. Goal line carries galore, touchdowns galore. It's going to be lots of points. And not only that, I'm changing my team name. The Fresh Eggs are rotten. I'm bringing in a team name that signifies fantasy football excellence. And that team name is the Whipping Stick. I'm going to steamroll through anybody that gets in my path. Let me call out Joe Palmer, our champion, Mr. Wiggles. You may be the champion, but in my eyes, you just might be a paper champion, dude. I beat you. I was 2-12 last year, and I beat your ass. And not only that, I traded you my best player, and that's how you got to the championship, and that's how you won. And another thing, put me in Victor's division. I want a piece of his ass right now, man, because I am so sick of his trash talk, claiming that he's the best and all this garbage. Put him in my division. Let me see what he's all about. Because you know what? I'm going to take his lawn mowing spick ass, and I'm going to run it into the ground. Whipping Stick is taking this thing home this year. We're going to go 16-0. I'm not going to lose to anybody. Playoffs, nothing. It's going to be nothing but wins the whole season through. Say I won't. Whipping Stick, 2010 Fantasy Football Champions.
Now we get to the big guns who made playoff runs last season. Bud Division winner Fighting with Fire pulled off an improbable division crown while sporting a 6-10 record. All of this in their debut season in the League of Doom. As a first-place finisher, Coach Harry Schotman will have the choice as to whether he wants to stay in the Bud Division for another 3 years, and additionally if he wants to keep another team there with him. The Fire did, however, take over a very lacking BP and Dogs team and turn them into contenders. They enter the draft positioned to complete a turnaround and leave the remnants of former BP and Dogs behind for good. With solid keepers in Drew Brees, Calvin Johnson, and Dallas Clark, touchdowns shouldn't be hard to come by for this franchise, although they may have a little bit of trouble nabbing a top fantasy running back with the 9th overall pick.
Good evening, fellas. This is Harry from Fighting with Fire, and I just wanted to check in since most of you don't know who I am or what I look like. I am your Bud Division winner from last year, and though I only had 6 wins, I was the winner nonetheless of the division. I'm choosing to keep Cactus as part of the Bud Division with myself, and say see you later to the Eggs and Lips. Good luck, fellas, in your new division. With that said, I'm sorry I can't be down there. It is a 6-hour drive each way for a 2-hour draft, and I just couldn't do it, and I've got family in town, so I'm sorry again. But I look forward to another great season, and hope to meet you guys one of these days. So, go Fire. See you later. Bye.
Picking number 10 overall, the Grand Theft Walrus finished second in the 2009 Power Rankings, second only to league champion Sparkling Wiggles, who on 2 separate occasions proved to be too strong for the Walrus during season play. The Walrus, however, are on an upswing, finishing last in the Molson division in 2008 with a 7-9 record and improving to 10-6 in 2009 while clinching a wildcard berth. Walrus shattered records in the 2009 campaign for both good and bad, much like the famed Brett Favre. The team was number 1 in points scored, but also number 1 in points allowed, and hold the record for highest average points per game with 132 in 2009. With what could easily be considered one of the top keeper sets in the league, Walrus brings gunslinger Aaron Rodgers, league-leading running back Chris Johnson, and veteran wide receiver Randy Moss into the 2010 draft. I'm being told we need to go to our cameras backstage, although after hearing this, I'm not quite sure why.
As I walk through the valley where I harvest my grain, I take a look at my wife and realize she's very plain. But that's just perfect for an Amish like me. You know I shun fancy things like electricity.